When the EU first imposed sanctions on Russia, the prime aim was try and reduce its economic ability to wage war against Ukraine. We are now 2 years since the start of the war, and it is a good question to ask whether the sanctions have really been able to achieve their objective. There are many reasons why sanctions, in any case, are very difficult to enforce. But in the case of the EU sanctions against Russia, there are 3 specific reasons that are worth understanding in terms of why sanctions may not have achieved their objective. The first one is that they really came very late in the process. In the first year of the war, the EU didn't really impose any sanctions that had an economic impact on the Russian economy. The EU paid 140 billion in the first year in buying energy from Russia, which was a very big economic boost to the Russian budget. The second reason is that not everybody agrees that those sanctions are legitimate. In the first vote in the United Nations Council on when the war started, about half of the world sided either with Russia or being neutral in the voting procedures. That means that when it comes to enforcing those sanctions, the EU finds difficult to have allies, friends that will help it do so. And then the third reason is that sanctions themselves are a very aggressive tool. They contribute to a world of great fragmentation, and therefore they're not very easy, yet again, to implement and to enforce. So the question here is not really whether we should have more sanctions. The question is whether we can agree why those sanctions are needed and to what person. That's the problem to solve.